Hi, everybody, and welcome to Traveling with Russell, and welcome to a new live stream, and welcome to Sunday afternoon here in Moscow region. Now, I know I didn't give a lot of notice to do this. I did post a community poll a few hours ago to ask if anyone would like to do a Sunday live stream, and I think based on the time of day, this actually might work a little bit better for people in Europe. Obviously, people may be here in Russia or somewhere in Russia or in Moscow. And then people in Australia, maybe New Zealand, with the time difference. So I think the only people it doesn't suit is maybe people in the US or Canada. So I'm sorry if you're here or not here at the right time, but I just thought I'd test this. I do like to do Saturday and Sunday live streams. The house is empty. My wife's at work, so she might end up just turning up. Also, we're expecting a plumber to come to look at the pipe under our sink, so he may turn up as well. But I'm not sure yet. So maybe not, maybe. Let's see. I forgot what time my wife was finishing work, so she may end up walking in as well. So yeah, hello everybody. I have moved the camera up a little bit, so I'm sorry if I do tend to look down. I'm really just looking directly at the chat, which is obviously easy for me to read as people. The more people that chat, obviously the easier it is to interact with the live stream. The camera is not at eye level now. It's above my eye level, which I kind of don't like, but it's okay. So yeah, just if anyone wants to say hello, where they're from, where you're watching from, is this a better time? Obviously here in Moscow, it's just about 4:30 p.m. Normally I do my live streams about 8:30, depending on how late. But yeah, the more people that interact. Also, where on the screen it says Traveling with Russell, so just here, do you see a flag or do you see an AU? So I'm just curious if an emoji with a flag comes up. So just let me know which one you might see. I'm guessing there won't be as many people in the live stream. So thank you so much if you've joined me now. Also, just maybe let me know what the volume is like. I've just moved the microphone slightly, so I'm hoping it's better. I'm hesitant to put the boom mic on the arm, even though the arm is super fancy, and put it so close to my face. You know how they have them like right here. I think, you can see I've actually got it stuck to something to get it in a place which is just off camera. So yeah, I might just sort of go through the chat a little bit here. There's a few people that were here early. Just a couple of things, I guess, housekeeping wise. I can't read or write Russian, especially when you type something in Russian. If you are typing in Russian, no worries at all. Keep it friendly. If anyone does understand what someone's writing, you're welcome to kind of translate it. If you've watched live streams before, I can't read out the Russian words. Sometimes even the names of people. I'm sorry if I get it wrong. If you're watching, thank you so much for 24 likes, by the way. If anyone does want to support the channel in any way, there is a few different options. There is a pinned comment where there is donation alerts, which is pretty much for anybody around the world who may want to use that. Mostly a lot of people in Russia use it versus outside of Russia. There is also SberBank if you're in Russia. In the description of the video, there is also PayPal, Buy Me a Coffee. The Amazon link is not actually such that you're supporting me, if you want to call it that. It's mostly if you want to shop on Amazon. There is a tiny, tiny, tiny percentage of commission paid back via clicking the link. If you are planning to shop on Amazon and you do that anyway, it doesn't really make a huge difference. It makes no difference to you as a shopper in terms of the minuscule percentage of commission it pays back. It's set up anyway because I set up that for my cruise channel. So yeah. So Dimitri, hello. I'm just going to call out some names here. I can't wait. Again, I can't read the names. Max from Sweden. Hello from Sweden, or to you in Sweden. Hello from Beijing. Zach, how's it going in Beijing, China? Wow. I've always had that kind of fascination about China and how populated it is. And is it really as hectic as it kind of looks when you watch it on TV? I'm sure it is. Hello from Minsk. Hello, Petros. Petros. Hello. Little Tom. Hello. El Shim. Hello, I guess. Hi, how are you? What's new? Quizzy. Not much. I'll get onto that in a second. Yeah, so if anyone does do what's called super chats, they obviously come up on the screen, and they come in the comments. I can put them up on the screen. If anyone does what's called donation alerts, I've got a little thing. I guess it's now over this side. It's on my other screen just off to the side here. I can see it instantly when someone does that. I can't put it on the screen to show it though. I'm sorry. Any money that is sent either through the channel or through whatever means, it all goes back into the channel. Pretty much buys the equipment that I use to make the streams with, the camera, the microphone, things like that. Although my wife predominantly is the majority shareholder in the channel or stakeholder. You're welcome to come along for the ride with me. So, hey, Russell, hope you're well. LGH, hello. How's it going? Dijotama. Sorry if that's wrong. Quizzy, when were you in Australia last time? We were there a month ago. Probably more than a month now because we had just over 2 weeks in Bali. So, yeah, my father's birthday was the 19th of March. We were there for that. And then we left on the 21st of March. So, yeah, I mean, it's a month and a bit ago now. From the Netherlands, hello. Oh, cool, nice. Hello from Serbia, Karkosi, Staima. It's good in the USA. Roy, how you going, Roy? How's things going? It's good in the US. It's almost 9:30 on the East Coast and 6:30 Pacific time. Oh, so it's morning time. Yeah, that's the one thing that I always get confused with Russia. Moscow to Perth is 5 hours difference. And then when I was in Australia, going back to American time, it was a 12-hour exact difference. So I think that 9:30 was pretty much like 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, 9:30 p.m. in Perth was 9:30 a.m. in America. So yeah, Roy, good to see you. Thanks for joining the live stream. Hi, Russell, and all watching from Nottingham. I'm going to say Nottingham. Sorry, not Nottingham. You guys don't like that, Firefly. How was the coronation yesterday? I watched it on live streaming here, actually from the BBC, the live streaming. It was all very, very formal, especially the commentary and the voiceover that were talking about what was happening at the time. I see the flag. Oh, thank you, Max. Yeah, I can see it just says AU for me. So LLIT, you can see it as well. Everyone can see the flag. Hi from Melbourne. Good timing for a live stream. Yes, Vinny. Yeah, perfect. Actually, the one thing with watching Aussie Rules, with it being 5 hours earlier here, you can watch most games and they're done by lunchtime. So yeah, I watched the end of the Collingwood match where I don't like Collingwood. My wife is now a Collingwood fan, supposedly, because I was telling her that everybody in Australia doesn't really like Collingwood, especially who aren't Collingwood fans. And people would sort of go for any team except Collingwood. And she's like, oh, I'm a Collingwood fan then. And I was just wishing them not to win, or not to win by as much as they were. They were kind of slowly getting ahead in the last quarter. And then I watched a bit of the St. Well, not all of the St. Kilda match because it wasn't very exciting, but yeah. What's up from the Bahamas? Love the channel. Oh, nice. House 2 Home Plus. Good to see you. Yeah, I've been to Nassau, Freeport, a lot on cruise ships. So I know Nassau and Freeport very well for the Bahamas. I lived in Turks and Caicos for a little while in Grand Turk, a little bit further south from the Bahamas. But yeah, wow. Everyone can see the flag. New Zealand flag. No, I didn't get the wrong flag, did I? I typed Australia for the flag. It's very similar flag, though. Great Sunday morning over here yet. G'day, Russell, for a flag of Australia. Tim Farland. Sorry. Ireland Siad. Tim Brian Tufuga. Wow. Sorry if I'm butchering anybody's names. I do apologize. There's 96 people watching. That's good. That's actually more than normal. So maybe this time is very good. There's 43 likes. Thank you very, very much. Volume is fine. Thanks. Sound is all right. That's good. I do test it beforehand, but I'm only just using the little monitor that shows it up and down. So don't you want to make donation alerts account? I think it is easier. And yes, I have a donation account. Don't you want to? I think it is better and easier to support. Yes, in the link, I guess in the pinned comment or in the description, the donation alert thing is right. Well, I guess I'm going to have to point over here. I'm just going to put my hand here, which is where the screen is, but it's flipped. So yeah, I can see the last donation alert was 3 days ago, which I guess, when did we do the last live stream? Was that 7 days ago we did that, or 3 days ago? I feel like it was, we did the 70,000 subscriber live stream. Was that 3 days ago? I feel like it feels like longer than that. That was the last donation alert. And then 7 days ago, 17 days ago, and 60 days ago. There's basically like a little pop-out thing that I can show. So to translate it, use DeepL. I've never heard of that. All push like. Yes, that would be nice. Again, if you're typing anything in Russian, I'm sorry. If anyone wants to translate it, you're welcome to. Avanard, sorry. Hello. So Tim, if you can type in English or at least something close, hopefully you're typing nice things. El Shim, it's nice to listen to. Thank you. Thank you so much. Lisa, hello. Lisa C. Oh, I'm from Brisbane and it's 11 o'clock at night. Oh, 11:30. Oh, sorry about that with the timing. But I guess roughly this 3, 4, 5 o'clock time kind of suits a lot. Actually, it's almost like a nice time to do the live stream, I think. I think it's a nice time. Greetings from Tokyo. Roy, I just replied to one of your comments earlier. Greetings from Tokyo. Konnichiwa. I think that's right. Is that konnichiwa? Or sayonara's goodbye. I know that. So yeah. Yeah, Roy, I did see one of your comments just before. There's so many comments so quickly. Yeah, it's kind of tough to keep up. Did you know that your old buddy, Sanction Ivan, is recently back in Moscow? Why don't you reach out to your old buddy and do a collab video together like the old days? I did reach out to him, Martha. We didn't arrange to meet up, though. I talked to him 3 or 4 days ago after I saw his video. I just sent him a brief comment saying, you know, because I know he's about 2 or 3 days behind when he posts his video to when he's filming his video. So I was just checking if he was here. He doesn't live more than 15 minutes down the road from me by car, 10 minutes away maybe, if you were in a hurry. So yeah, I didn't, we talked for about an hour on, we did a video call with each other, just chatting away. So yeah, we didn't plan anything otherwise. So just chatted about him coming back and what happened with his trip driving back and things like that. And what happened with his car losing his license plates and the steps he's got to take now to kind of get that back on the road. Obviously, his car's a big deal as part of his channel, right? So he's absolutely gutted he can't drive his car anywhere. He doesn't want to risk driving it without plates on. So Sam, hello. Oh, also a channel member. Good to see you. Yeah, the channel notifications is a little bit weird. So you can obviously subscribe to a channel and then you can put the notification bell. I don't say that anymore. I know loads of YouTubers do that. Press the notification bell. I know for me, I'm just curious. I don't know which one I've got in my hand now. I've got two, my old and my new phone here. So, and the screen is open. I don't like, I've got this where I can close the lens so it doesn't touch the lenses. And on one of mine, if I've got my phone logged into my other Google account, it sends me an email to say there's a live stream. So, hey, Russell from Florida. Yes, 9:30 in the morning in sunny Florida. Nice. I was going to watch the golf a little bit later tonight. Actually, the Formula One will be on later on as well, won't it? That's actually from Miami, right? So I think 7, 8, 9 o'clock. I like Australian English the most. I understand it's good and want to travel there. Oh, Quizzy, nice. Thank you for liking the Australian English British accent. Yeah, I'll try to kind of keep up with the live chat. Obviously, the more people who chat, the easier it is I can just follow along. Sometimes I get a little bit behind if I'm answering a specific question. How many properties do you have? Risol, rise roll. If you wanted me to be very honest, in Australia, before I left, come to Russia 2 years ago, I bought a place. I originally owned 2 older places going back 5, 8, 7, 10 years ago. And I sold both of them. They were both rental places that were in a retirement community. So I could never live in them, but they were purely as a rental. I sold both of them with the plan of buying a place to live in when I came back to Australia after COVID. That didn't work out, buying a place, because it was obviously crazy times. So I basically bought a place before leaving Australia 2 years ago. I didn't really buy it. I mortgaged it, so the bank owns it. I don't think we really all own our properties around the world, do we? But so the bank, and that's rented out. So at the moment, though, it's not doing amazing in terms of how much it's earning, because the Australian interest rate went up something like 7 or 8 times in the last year and a half, or 9 times. If anyone's from Australia, you'll know how many times it is. Here in Russia, my wife owns a property. She bought that about the same time, 2 years ago, roughly, maybe more, before she came to Australia during COVID. When she came there, she wanted to keep an address in Russia, have a property or a residence here in case everything went nuts and crazy. If you've watched the previous couple of live streams, I have talked about trying to buy somewhere. I want to buy a property here myself. Preferably it'd be something that'll be a rented property. Where we live here, this is where we're renting here. If anyone's seen the YouTube video that's got nearly 500,000 views now, this is this property here. That's one of the couple of different videos that I made. We rent this place. Yes, so I don't really own the place in Australia. My wife bought the place there. That's really what she's looking after, and it's rented out. I helped remodel the kitchen. Anyone might want to watch that video. I showed a kind of follow-up to an original video I made showing the kitchen and how we've remodeled it, put a new sofa in there. It's rented to a very nice guy who is more than happy living there. My life, Pixeled, hello, long time no see. I haven't looked at your channel recently, so I hope you're still making videos, or trying to, or when you're not working. I think it's very hard. Hi, Russell from Melbourne. If I buy you a coffee and you buy me one, when you get to Moscow, absolutely, Mozzie. Yes, that's no worries at all. I can take you for a coffee. I'm not sure where, but I can definitely take you on it. If you're going to come to Moscow, we can definitely go on a day out. We can do a lap around the city. Anything that you might want to see specifically, I'm a very good tour guide about going to places. I know where things are in Moscow. So does that mean that you're not on Swift banking? Yes, Swift doesn't work. So my Australian cards don't work in Russia. I just happen to have my Russian card right here. When I go out now, I don't tend to take my wallet with me because I don't really need all the cards in my wallet. It's my Australian Medicare card, my Australian driver's license over here, and then my Australian card. So nothing of this works in my wallet. So I just pretty much take my Russian card with me when I go out. When I came home yesterday. So yeah, the Swift, the minute we flew to Bali and to Australia, everything magically worked, right? So the difficulty was booking the flights and things like that, which we used our Russian cards inside Russia to do that. So yeah, definitely got, Tim, I've got Australian bank accounts. Anything like through PayPal or Buy Me a Coffee goes through the Australian cards. And then if you're using donation alerts, okay, SberBank would be difficult if you don't have Russian card to card. donation alerts would come to my a Russian card tomorrow, if that makes sense. It's 11:28 in my town. Yes, 4:41 here at the moment. Greetings from the. Am I reading the same things twice? H Sunshine, hello. Oh, we got lots of people here. 130 live people, and I don't really have a topic today. Does that mean that you're a part of the SWIFT? Well, it's not essentially. It's basically cut off. Tim, it's cut off the use of foreign cards inside or outside Russia. So, for instance, when my wife, we went to Australia and to Bali together, she couldn't use her Russian card the minute she left Russia. The minute I left Russia, my cards started working. So in Doha, in Bali, in Australia. So yeah, we kind of basically worked it out that way. So my wife took care of the initial bookings here, and then I did the opposite when we traveled. So yeah, I've still got access to the bank accounts. I can still see everything. I can still do anything that I need to do here, but I can't use my Australian card here in Russia if I wanted to go to buy a coffee or go to the shop or anything like that. So Omar is, oh my gosh. Orang is bomb Russia. Igor in Russia. Hello. I'm not sure where Orozigom is. I'm sorry. Hello from Chicago. If anyone does want to translate into the Russian, if it's bad, tell me. Hello from Chicago. Hope all is all well with you. Thank you, Dawn. Oh, hello, by the way. Yeah, everything's good. Yeah, we're back now. It's been over a month since we've been back. My wife's working today. She had a few clients booked since this morning or this afternoon now, right? So, and then she's got one client tomorrow. Now we're coming into the May holidays here. There's a non-working day kind of week. So we're just planning tomorrow if we're going to go for a walk in Moscow somewhere, one of the parks. We'll see where we can get to. And I suppose we're in Lions for I support Brisbane Lions for locals, but I'm rugby union, rugby league veteran. Nice. Yeah, being from Perth, we don't really follow rugby league, rugby union that much, although we had Western Reds and Western Force. It's pretty much an AFL town is Perth, although rugby is still popular with a lot of expats, New Zealanders that live in Perth and people that come from the east to Perth. Yeah. Northeast Ohio. Good to see you. Kosher, that last time was 3 in the morning. Yes. It is much more kosher than at 3 a.m. I was wrecked by the end of that day. I was so tired. Yeah, that's the other thing with me doing later live streams. So if I do something 8 or 9 p.m. until 11 p.m., by the time you finish chatting for an hour or 2 hours, it drains you as well, right? I mean, watching it is difficult, but just talking constantly is hard as well. Nobody wished to be reincarnated as a picture or window, but you will keep getting framed for things. Not sure what that means, Sam, but nobody wish as a picture or window. Thank you, though. Or do you only do? I only do YouTube. Yes, Max. I could get a job here. I do have residency here. I can perfectly legally work here. I keep meaning to tell my wife that I'll get a job at the local supermarket or the local shops, because that's really what I can do. But might be a bit hard translating things to me, but last week live stream. Yeah, I think that was the last time we did one. Was I guess it was 3 days ago. I feel like it was longer since we did the it was longer than now than we did it last time. I'm just using the donation alerts timing because it tells you the exact day when this kind of worked. So Svetlana, hello from St. Petersburg. Zdravstvuyte. SPB, yes. Zdravstvuyte. Oh, thank you for kisses and hugs. Thank you so much. Hello from Vladivostok. Wow, people from everywhere in Russia. Quizzy, thank you so much for donation alert. Hi, have you ever tried Havrost? Let me just highlight and see what Havrost is, because I was thinking it was Haladietz, but I guess Havrost. Copy, paste. What is it? I don't think I've tried it. Classic crispy brushwood. No. No, I don't think I've had this. It looks like beat in the eggs, heat the milk. No, I haven't tried it. No, thank you though. Have a Ross. I'll have to ask my wife what it is when she comes home. She might have given it to me and I didn't know. It looks like a kind of like a pastry that you have with tea. Thank you for the donation alerts. Thank you so much. Hello from Seattle. I've got the other Google search on the other window here, so I can kind of just jump over and have a look what something is when someone asks. Nice, Seattle. The fish market is such a nice space there. The cruise ships dock very close to it. You just walk across the road. There's an elevator or some steps to get up to that higher street where the Pike Place markets are. Thunderstorms here, and I'm working on this Sunday morning. I may not be here for the full day. No worries. Yeah, of course. I mean, everyone has things going on, and then I've messed up the time a little bit for everybody. And also the notification of a live stream time is also mixed up a little bit. Damien, hello. G'day from Australia. Kangaroo emoji. Nice. And a globe and a tick. Hi, mate. I see a few Russian vloggers are back home. Is the risk of getting mobilized low at the moment? Yeah, Ray, this is interesting. It's, I guess Dimmer from Russia and Sanctioned Ivan, two people that I know. I've not met Dimmer in person. Sanctioned Ivan I knew from before he left. He lives not far from me down the road. I think it's kind of, everybody's got a different understanding of what's happening at the moment generally, if that makes sense. And, you know, their possibility of being called, if that makes sense. I don't know what the right word to say is without getting too much into it all. You know, so it's, I mean, there is more than enough people who they don't need to kind of just find people on the streets like it's showed in Western media, you know, dragging someone in the back of a car or a truck. I'm not sure of Dimmer or Ivan's background in terms of what they did once they left school, about whether they would be possibly called for something. So, I mean, very much life in Moscow is pretty much normal. I'm going to say the word normal. I know that's a lot of people may not comprehend that or compute it, but I guess they both sort of factored in, you know, what the feeling is like, or you know, what the situation is like, and then based on them coming back. So Rovan, hello, long-time watcher of the channel. What is your favorite fast food dish? Quizzy, thank you again for donation alerts. I like donation alerts because it's like instant pops up on the screen. Thank you so much. I'm going to now go to my, just type, I need to do Google. We should really put Google up on the screen, shouldn't we? Come on, Google, what's going on? It doesn't like me here. I'm going to now, you've typed in your comment what this is now, so it's a bit easier to, let me see what Google says. Brushwood biscuits. There's a confectionery thin and brittle biscuits. I don't think we've ever had these. They look good though, with the powdered sugar on top. It's a confectionery. It got its name from the similarities in shape with brushwood, fallen branches of trees. Flour, eggs, butter, sour cream, sugar. In the classic recipe, vodka, rum, or cognac are added to the dough. You may also add a pinch of salt to enhance the flavor. Oh, it's popular in Poland, Italy, and in Hungary as well. Thank you, Quizzy. Now, looking at the picture, they look familiar, but maybe I've had them if I've gone to somebody's house. But No, Russell, you're hilarious saying use English or something close to it, like German. Sorry, Mozzie. Yes. I need a good long hot summer. Yes. Yeah, the thing when I come here now, right? I get a bit overwhelmed even with not necessarily warmer weather. I mean, it doesn't have to be hot here, and I feel really hot. And I think that's because I'm getting more acclimatized to the colder winter weather. That it doesn't have to get too warm. I mean, today's only 7 degrees, 7 Celsius here at 5 p.m. Okay, it's afternoon now, but it's been kind of overcast and cloudy all day. So, Val, thank you for the super chat. I think that's super. Is that super sticker? Thank you so much. Now I'm going to have to scroll ahead. Oh, I'm way behind. Wow. Thank you so much, Val. It kind of pops up on a different screen over here. So donation alerts, and these all ones pop up separately. Thank you. That's very nice of you. I'm going to have to kind of work. I mean, I know I was talking about my 50 ruble dream of buying a studio apartment. We're kind of putting that on hold for a little while. We're not really, but the idea is to try to somehow buy the apartment myself without my wife's help. But she went to the bank a couple of days ago, and they need more documents of her employment for obviously her to do the paperwork to get the mortgage. So thank you for the super sticker. Looks like a dog doing something like this. What's your favorite fast food dish? It would have to be pancakes or donuts. I know that's it's Russian fast food. Blaze Bob, hello. Kimley, hello from Brazil. It's 10 a.m. here in Brazil. I think I'm boring at the moment at this point, but I will once again remind you to check your email. Oh, sorry if I'm boring. I hope Alexander. Oh, I saw this. Yes. I just don't know how you could work that into what I film because I don't film a lot of B-roll stuff. I film just me. What you watch in a video like the supermarket video is pretty much in sequence of me doing it. And then I just cut out a bit of the beginning and the end of each little segment where I might be testing the microphone or I stop recording, re-recording. Yeah, they're on top of the ladder. Yes. And then hopefully my new second team is St. Kilda because of Ross Lyons. Hello from Sochi. Thunderstorms in Sochi today. Yeah, it's not really rained here in Moscow, even though it kind of gets cloudy and overcast. YouTube's notifications a bit messed up. Yes. New World Bank data shows Russia's top. Thanks to... No, there you go. Russia's got a good economy. Thank you, Sempre. Hello, Russell from Murmansk. Oh, AP, hello. Shogun? Is that Shogun Crypto? Warm regards. Hello. How old are you, Russell? If you don't mind me asking. My birthday was in 1976. So 40 plus. Let me say 40 plus. 40 plus a little bit of experience. Warm regards from Japan. Martha, yes. So I'm 40 plus. My wife is a bit younger than me. Actually, not a lot younger, but a few years younger than I am. From North Carolina, Grey Wolf, hello. Well, you guys, Inficti Project Channel. Is it easy to buy property in Russia as a foreigner? If you spoke, read, and wrote Russian, yes, it would be easy. If you didn't, you would need someone to help you to understand at least the paperwork of what you're signing. Going to a bank, the most important thing is to have a job and a deposit of a salary every month. So basically if you're paying cash, it's no problems. It's very easy. You'd need to use some kind of a lawyer or somebody to be an intermediary for the paperwork, just to make sure that there's no money owing on the property, making sure that the person selling it to you is the owner of the property. Yeah, very cozy apartment. Yeah, you really want to watch the Russian typical apartment tour to know this place. Yeah, this is quite a bit bigger than the previous one. The actual thumbnail photo ooh, excuse me again, is the old apartment that we lived in, and then we moved here. Murmansk is in Russia. Murmansk, how long have you been married and how did you meet? We met in Thailand 10 years ago. We've been married now 5 years. Hello from Switzerland. And you own the land beneath. No one owns a property unless it's a detached house. Murmansk is in the very north of Russia. Yes. Up near Finland. Hello. There is Russia Day. Yes. On the 9th. Yeah, I've just noticed also there's an event in my town. Moscow gets pretty much closed off during the May 9th parade. Pretty much it's impossible to get around the center of Moscow during that day. Then you have an orange colored kitchen. Yes, we did. Yes, we did move. I made 2 videos when I moved in here, when I moved out of the other place. It's in the same building. It's just 2 elevators away. So we had to basically move everything down, across, and back up. So yeah, we did that probably 4 or 5 months ago now, but well before we went to Australia. Why don't you and your wife set a goal to buy a dacha where you guys can relax? Martha, we've talked about this, about getting a dacha. We did talk about it. The place I've looked at needs a lot of work. My wife wants us to buy something with less things to do because she thinks I'd never get around to doing it or figure it out or deciding on things. We've kind of looked at places where our friends have a dacha, which is about 3 or 4 hours by train from Moscow. Tinkoff card still available to foreigners even during travel there? I'm not sure. I think so. I think is it Raiffeisen is the one that people talk about. Show the city on Victory Day. I wasn't planning to go to Moscow that day because of just how closed off everything is and blocked off. Also, a lot of problems just holding your camera in your hand and filming things that day. I've been scrambling with my son's long-term illness. I'm sorry, my life pixeled. We had a mass shooting. Wow, crazy. Thank you. Let's go to the underground cafe at the Moscow Metro. Love that place that you filmed. Yes. Yeah, that's in Arbatskaya metro station, Morzy. Yes, if you want to go to that place. I'd love to go back, actually, just to see if they changed the menu or not. Is it difficult to move money or sign? I've never used crypto. I wouldn't say it's difficult to move money around. You just need to know what you need to do. We kind of struggled the first week or 2 when everything went crazy, and we figured out how to change money now from Australia to Russia quite easily, like literally almost instantly or within an hour or so if we need to. What are your plans for the 9th of May? I was going to go to the event where we live here. At the memorial by the church and the kind of square that's kind of it's not necessarily the center of a town of Perlivka, but it's nearby. I'm not sure if they're doing anything at the cultural center. There's a kind of a poster up at the supermarket that's listing things to do. You could use Gazprom Bank. Hello from Bali. Oh, we were there, Valma. We were in Bali a month ago, and we really went to Lombok and to Gili Air. Do you stream Victory Day? It would be impossible, Jaja, because the part of it that you see on TV is closed off to the public. The people that are in the background of that are invited guests, and it would be impossible to film something that would show what you see on TV, because it's quite a spectacle. But so much of that city area and that ring around Red Square and the Kremlin and the streets nearby are pretty much all blocked off. So it's impossible. Elena, you're the best. Thank you. I guess you're talking to me. Hello, Russell. Oh, Nicholas. Hello. Oh, Romanov. Oh, lots of channel members here today. Thank you. And thank you also for... I need to just make that wider now, because I can't see how many... Well, that's crazy how small I'm going to make that. 125 likes. Thank you. Moonlight. Hello. Hello from New Orleans. Purvis. Oh, long time no see as well. You're very welcome in Russia for your well-balanced expertise. Don't stop. Thank you. Well, I do just show lots of shops and supermarkets and things that I know. I'm not really going into much detail about the country as a whole, but hello, Sam. Thank you. No, I understand. Sorry, it's hard to get a job for foreigners in Russia. Not really. If you speak the language, it's easier. As a non-Russian speaker, in terms of conversation, you could do teaching, a lot of things that where you can teach English. So there's a lot of primary schools, language schools where you can go and teach English or do some sort of English teaching. I keep meaning to say I'm going to do like a language club or a Prelivka language. What is it? A Prelivka language club here in my town, or do something where I can just get people to maybe do a live stream with me, or not a live stream, but a Skype or video call, where people can chat back and forward. Hello from Brussels. Interested in a walking tour of the Red Square area. At the moment, I can't because it's kind of closed off. But after the May 9th and next week, I can definitely go back and do something, go over to Zaradi Park, show the Red Square, kind of the outside of the Kremlin area. Native English speakers now. Are there jobs? I've seen jobs listed online. I've never really looked them up. When I went to that private school in the north of Moscow and did the video, and I met one of the teachers there, he said that there's definitely jobs available. Will you be attending the military? Tim, there's no way that I can, unless somebody knows somebody who can get me the invite. Then I have to wear a suit and dress up and look fancy. I don't think the Australian look that I portray wouldn't get me there. Yeah, people don't really attend this parade. They watch it on TV because they know that it's more difficult to get around Moscow that day. And a lot of people stay away from Moscow. They did have the parade of kind of like a veterans parade where families and people hold signs and flags and things like that. But it's really not part of what you see on the TV, that part. So goes well with milk. Have you officially retired from the cruise ship industry? I'll never say never, Martha. I will never say never because there's always some possibility of going back. Maybe when my wife gets tired of me being home a lot more, she'll send me back. Craig, hello. Again, lots of subscribers today. Thank you. I think I've got a better time for the live stream this Sunday afternoon. Has worked good. Watch the coronation from Melbourne. YouTube channels switch between Palace Confidential channel. It was not boring. The commentators were amazing. Not like the BBC. Yes. I think I just watched the one where they were a little bit more pomp and ceremony. I just watched that one channel because it was the easiest one to bring up. So, hello from Norwich, England, where it's 10 minutes to 3 in the afternoon. Yeah, earlier in England. Mozzie. Oh, sorry, John. Yes, sorry. I'm jumping around a little bit. 9 o'clock in Chicago. It's the most important holiday in Russia, yes, especially for what would consider to be a lot of people, the Great Patriotic War is what they kind of like to sometimes call it here. Again, thank you, Val. Adverts? How is there adverts today? I only tend to, once the YouTube, it takes a while after the live stream ends, like another hour or two, so that you can put mid-roll ads in a video. So, what's your opinion about the king? For me, Queen seems a lot smarter. Look, I guess he's grown up since he was a baby with the intention of becoming the king. They seem a lot more people-friendly. I was just reading the news about some of the photographs that they took on that, where they came out onto the balcony at the end, and how the kids were next to the king and the queen, right? So, yeah, I mean, I guess from being in Australia and in Russia, you don't see a lot about the royals except the kind of gossip side of it all. So, don't need subtitles. Yeah, no subtitles on live streams. Flack from people because you are given an open impression of Russia which isn't per definition negative. No, not at all. Yeah, most people are more curious about where I'm from. Most people kind of get, what are you doing here? Where do you live? Why did you come here? Why are you not in Australia? Those kind of questions. Nothing really about what I'm filming, like in the shops or shopping centers or out when I go to places and film things. I get a commercial in the live podcast. Guess it's not a podcast. Big YouTubers are exempt from being... yeah, Dan Seacos came back. I didn't watch Dan Seacos for a while. I sometimes just type his name just to have a look what videos he's doing to see, how much, because I think he was in did he go to Serbia or Croatia or somewhere at one point, or Turkey, I think he went to. Martha, I don't understand that at all about YouTube bloggers being exempt. I think it's all based on your history of what you may have, if you maybe were enlisted or not listed, if you have trainings or not beforehand. Yeah, I'm almost completed my 4th year learning Russian. I feel better communicating, but I have a long way to go. Yeah, wow, 4 years of learning Russian. I guess if you came here, you'd get immersive training and you'd learn it a lot quicker. If our media exposed everything that happened from 91 to the present day, that would be quite a difference. Right. Largest city in the world beyond the polar circle. Thank you. We need to, we'll all miss your YouTube content and live chats if you do, because you'll have less time if you got a real job. Yeah, it's interesting, right? I worked on cruise ships for nearly 20 years. And I guess like with retail, right, and supermarkets, shopping and in liquor, on the cruise ships, I worked in the duty-free shops, so selling liquor, tobacco, like the airports. And I think if you love it or you like it a lot, it's not really that real job. You're getting paid to do something you like. I think, is there many people that get paid to do something they like? I don't know. That's probably not as many. Do you speak fluent Russian? No, I speak malenki po-ruski. Chut. What do you think about Tassie building an AFL stadium? $1 billion stadium. Yeah, that's kind of crazy. I just saw there that they're thinking about calling the Tassie Tigers, and like one of the movie companies has got the copyright to Tasmanian Tiger. So whether or not they'll end up, it's the natural fit for the name of it. I know the stadium in Perth was a big deal. It took years to get built, and who was funding it. It's definitely an asset to Perth, the Perth Stadium. Now it's there. Thank you. Does fast food ever get a speeding ticket for it being fast? I don't. Yeah, no. Have you been to Sochi? No, I've never been to Sochi. No, Sochi. Never been there. You have a great sense of humor. Hello, and how are you? I'm doing very well, thank you. Yeah, I don't let too much worry me and bother me. Maybe off camera, maybe it's different, but what you see is how I am really. My wife gets tired of me being so happy and friendly and positive about everything. Pancakes get ending too fast. Yes, ponchik. Oh no, ponchik is the donuts. Pancakes are the foldable kind of ones. You're a Bulldog supporter and your second team is Essendon. Nice. Well, I liked Essendon when John Worsfold was the coach. I kind of follow like a little bit of the West Australian side of it. So when he was a coach with Essendon, and now Ross Lyon, because he was Ross the boss, he's from Perth. Well, I don't think he's even from Perth, but he was obviously the Dockers coach for a while. With condensed milk, yes. Wow, a lot of questions to answer. Are you planning to visit St. Petersburg? I'm trying to meet up with Dimmer, so either he's coming to Moscow, I'm going to go there. We've talked about this over and over, and it never works out. So I met my wife in Thailand when we were both on separate holidays. Why did you start your channel? I had a cruise channel called I like cruise ships. Type that into YouTube, it should come up. I like cruise ships. And I did videos. I just realized it was 600 videos I made on that channel until now. And then I realized I couldn't continue that channel because the viewers wouldn't watch non-cruiser related content. So that's why I started this one. I would really have liked to have just moved that over and just changed it to Traveling with Russell and continued on with the subscriber base. But it was just smart to start a new channel from scratch. Will you stay in Moscow or move to a suburb of Moscow or move back to Australia? We're in the Moscow suburbs. We're about... okay, so I just realized there's, for anyone that's in Moscow or Russia, that I always said that I'm about 40 or 50 kilometers from Moscow center, which is considered probably Red Square or the Kremlin. You know, if you ever look at the map, it's a circle with everything circling out from it. But most people say how far they are from the Makad, which is a huge highway or a Moscow ring road that circles Moscow. And you say how many kilometers you are from the Makad, not how far you are from Moscow center. So, yeah, we're about 20 or something kilometers from there, or maybe 30. So, yeah, we're definitely in the suburbs. A dacha is a Russian country house. It's kind of a second house, a patch of land in the country. Yes. Yeah, basically kind of somewhere that you've got a bit of land with a house in some form from either a few pieces of wood sawn together and screwed together to a very nice house. And you go there predominantly in summer and spring, autumn now like this. And then in winter it's snowed in and you can't use it. Does your wife speak English? Yes, she does. Definitely does. About 95% English, I'd say. Привет. Peter, hello. I think maybe could move to Russia based on family born here. Oh, there you go. That might be easy. Will you be thinking about working on a cruise line anytime soon? I did think about it probably before last year, before the YouTube channel got a little bit more popular and more views. A lot of the success of the YouTube channel is how many views a video gets. The AdSense, which is the ad revenue from people watching the video. So yeah, wherever the channel is getting views, it does make some money. So yeah, going back to ships, that was kind of I wouldn't say it was the last resort. It was kind of the first resort when I first came here 2 years ago. After COVID, we were in Australia and we moved back here. I wore black and white, not knowing that there was a Collingwood match. So leaving work at 5, just blended in with the Collingwood crowd, going to Telstra Dome, I'm sure. Yeah, in America, it's a big deal that on Fridays or Saturdays before, so college football's on Saturdays and then the pro football's on Sundays. So a lot of people wear their team jerseys to work on Fridays. And it's a big deal in America, not really a big deal in Australia, that casual kind of Friday. We have casual Friday, but not where you wear your football team's colors. How difficult is it to make friends there? It is kind of difficult meeting people, where, you don't live close together. You don't live someone in Moscow can still be an hour or 2 hours away in Moscow. I tend to have more friends online, and that's always been the way from cruise ships as well. There's a painting on the floor. Yes, that's from our friend's daughter, who is a painter or an artist. And this is when she was very, very young. She did this. That's a koala in a tree on the beach. And it was on the wall in our other house. Since we moved here, we've not got it put on the wall yet. So yes, that's from our very good friend's daughter, who we hope she continues painting. That was when she was a very young girl. Now she's a adult. Can't really say because the government is watching. No worries. William, hello from South Africa. My Boki, my friend. Yeah, in Russia we like to do shashlik, which is basically barbecued meat in some kind, or chicken or vegetables. And you like to do braais in South Africa. There's probably a tiny bit of South Africa, Russia overlap in the love of braaiing, in the love of shashlicking and barbecuing here. What the pay is for a good wrench? I guess, is that someone who works as a mechanic? Definitely not nearly as good a pay. The plumber guy who was meant to come this afternoon to fix it. He kind of fixed it yesterday. Our sink wasn't draining, so he came last night. And his call out was 700 rubles, which is about $10 US, about 13 Australian dollars. And I was trying to explain to him, in Australia, a Saturday night call out would be probably a couple of $100 for a plumber to come. This guy is a plumber that works locally in the town here for a company that, I don't know, does plumbing stuff. Yeah, there's not really hourly wages here. It's kind of a monthly salary that you would earn, where many Russians rest. It has a spiritual outlet, yes. Grow flowers, vegetables, make barbecues, definitely. No, I haven't crossed any land borders. No, apart from, I've talked about this quite a few times. This was last year now, we drove to Belarus and back, and I couldn't enter because I didn't realize you can't enter via land borders to Belarus as an Australian passport holder, even though I have a Russian residency. So no, definitely not. I know everybody on some of the Telegram groups that I'm part of don't seem to have any problems with it. As long as you've got the right passport and right visa and the right capabilities to enter and exit, it's fine. Hello from Tatarstan. Hello. Tisha Fish. Hello. There is no bad blood between us and Australia, nearly. Yeah, I mean, I guess, Australia is supporting neighboring countries. There is an embassy here. It is definitely open and working and things like that. Hello, Jangalang. Hello. Hello. I'm doing a live stream, by the way. Cuckoo. Your suburb is in the north. It's in the southwest of Moscow. I guess if you're asking where it is, we're southwest, basically very close to Vnukovo Airport. This is your job now. Grow your channel. Thank you. Well, if YouTube's a job, then yeah, it's a lot easier. Well, it's hard and easy depending on the day of the week. I've just noticed on my second screen where I can see my name, it does show the flag. Oh, I've just noticed that now. Sorry. I should have looked over before. 173 likes. Thank you so much. Nutrition Doctor. Hello. Hi. Oh, hi. Keep calm, smile, laugh. Mozzie, thank you. Glad you started the new channel. Wouldn't probably watch cruise ships. In fact, I never saw that channel before this one. Yes. I think most people watched or kind of found this channel organically through, I don't know, whatever means or reasons and hows, versus the cruise channel where people knew me from being on the cruise ships. A lot of people didn't know that it was me that made certain videos, especially on the ship I was on, that I'd made videos and people cruised. Then they heard my voice in the shop when they were buying something. I'm like, oh, I think I've watched your videos. What do you miss about Australia? In Australia, not counting Vegemite and Tim Tams. We have Tim Tams in the cupboard. We brought them back from Australia. Yeah, I guess there's not that much. Home cooking, I keep talking about that a lot. You wore the colors that looked like you were from Collingwood. Got it. Yeah, there's not many things I miss about Australia. I guess just the ease of doing things, like going back to Australia for that 9 days, sorting out my banking things, my app on my phone I couldn't get working while I was outside of Australia. Just little things like that, doing my taxes, my tax returns. I have to be in Australia to do that. I can't do it remotely. Some things I just can't do remotely. Who moved to Siberia with her family, learned how to speak Russian mostly fluently. So people have that amazing aptitude. Yes, I've seen their channel. Yeah, they're from Western Australia. They're not from Perth, but they're from about 4 or 5 hours south of Perth. I'm pretty sure when they originally came to Russia, they came on some kind of a study or a kind of a student kind of visa, and part of that was probably learning Russian, and that's why she's picked it up so well, and maybe the boys or the guys haven't. Hi from Sweden. Hello. Oh, I've caught up. Hello from Moscow. Здравствуйте, Julia. Hello. Saw your accident with train in Moscow. I'm not sure which one. I don't tend to catch many trains personally, but every now and again. Why did you decide living in Russia and not in Australia? Well, basically my wife, we were there in Australia 3 years ago now. And then we came back because she kind of just missed Russia and missed a lot of things that we couldn't make work in Australia. From Cape Cod. Hello. 10 in the morning, 80 degrees. Yes, it's 7 Celsius here. So it's about 50. Is it 50 or less? 14 and add 32. Yeah, 50 degrees here. It's actually been cool the last 3 or 4 days here. So I'm not sure. Julia said she's from Moscow. Our central heating in our apartment got turned back on again 2 days ago. So yeah, I think there's a certain temperature or so that it needs to be back working again. So yeah, it's nice to have the central heating on while it's been cold. It's meant to get warmer starting tomorrow onwards for the rest of the week. But today, tonight, and the last 3-4 days has been kind of very cool, especially cool for this month of the year, right? Hello from Finland. Benita, hello. I love how international the live stream is. I think it's very nice. Thank you again for people who have done super chats, who have done donation alerts. Thank you. I can pretty much read them instantly if they pop up. So several months later, Aero Express will be organized. Hope to catch your opinion about that as a foreigner. Aero Express. Oh, Aero Expo. If you're interested in air staff called Max. Yes. Someone's already mentioned to me about this, and I've looked up the website, but there's no information about tickets or timings of it yet. I have seen this Max website. Advert at 3 minutes. Wow. Your video on the new subway. Saw you accident with train in Moscow. Or maybe you were on that. You were your new video on the subway. Yes. Well, that was a while ago. That was before I left to go to Bali. And I put it on the channel while I was in Bali because it took ages, because it was like 2 hours or more of video that I filmed. And it ended up getting down to an hour long. That's the new big circle line in Moscow. Yeah, I need to go back and film. The metro is difficult to film on. You're not meant to film. There's a bit of a you can, you can't thing. Those 5 days when it opened and it was free for everybody to go on it, to show everybody that it's finished and open. Everybody was filming with cameras and phones and all sorts of things. So it was much easier then to do it. Just popped up then that your live stream was 5 days ago. Oh, there we go. So yeah, 3 days ago and 7 days ago. Or maybe unless somebody donated in between when I wasn't online, then 17 days ago. I'm just looking at the donation alerts because that just references the times. Oh, it's 7 degrees in Melbourne as well. Yeah, it's 8 Celsius, it says here on mine. Or maybe it's popped up and it's got warmer. Actually, let's just grab that off. So this is this is inside the apartment right now, 24.8 Celsius. And that's on the balcony, which is kind of just through that door. I didn't put the sensor outside on the wall yet. I need to get some double back tape to stick it to the window outside. So that's the balcony and the kitchen. Well, here in this room, I guess. So normally when the heating's fully working, it's about 26 or 27 in here. Yeah, so the apartment's got central heating. So it's basically like a boiler house down the road from where we are. And then they switch it off basically at the end of winter once the temperature warms up. And you don't really need it. But then now when it's got colder, you do need it. So yeah, it's basically a communal heating for the buildings. And that's throughout all of Russia, the central heating. You could definitely have your own plug-in heater. Or you could have underfloor heating. That's very popular in Russia as well. I did some comparisons with food costs. Yeah, it's kind of hard to kind of do these comparisons with the cost of living because it doesn't seem reality-wise. I know some people post replies to people's comments when you comment on the videos. And then someone will jump in and go, oh, I'm only paying $5 a month for my internet. I'm paying $6 a month for my mobile phone. And then in Australia, it's $49 a month. And here it's, what am I paying? It's about $9 a month for my unlimited phone and internet. So it's hard to kind of make those direct comparisons. I can do it and then show it, and then people will be more mad that there is a big difference. And then it all goes back then to the average salary in Russia, which is impossible to kind of get a number that's correct for all of Russia, because people in different parts who have mentioned they're in different parts of Russia, what somebody's salary is varying so widely. What people Google is not the number that people are earning. And it turns out that the quality is way better than that of Zara's. Their stuff is nice as well. Many Russians said that Zara was overrated. That's interesting. Yeah, I didn't really talk to the video that I made. There was virtually nobody there. There was a few people in the store. I went Tuesday or Wednesday afternoon. Somebody mentioned that it was 8 in the morning or 9 in the morning. It was like 3 or 4 p.m. when I was there. Because my wife went off to a doctor's appointment. So we went to the metro and then to the shopping center together. And she went off for I think her appointment was like 4 or 5 p.m. And she came back and met me afterwards. So I had a chance to film that video and then the supermarket video all within about 2 hours, 3 hours. There wasn't that many people around. It's kind of that, if anyone where you live, if you ever go to the shopping center about 2, 3, 4 p.m. in the afternoon, there's that kind of time where everybody's either at work or the kids are at school. The kids haven't left school. So if you go to the shopping center at 5 or 6 p.m., people go shopping later. So there wasn't people to make it in the video. I forgot my keys. You remember snow on the 4th of May 2017? Yeah, I think in St. Petersburg there was a little bit of snow in the last few days as well. I saw that on Zen News. Tim, thank you for the super chat. That's very nice of you. Can I scroll down and then scroll back up? Thank you so much for the super sticker. Good job. Thank you. I think it doesn't show the little pop-up, but in the chat it shows it. So there's I don't know the name of their channel now. There was a cruise YouTube channel that did live streams, and their thing was always to act out whatever the emoji was of the super sticker. So they asked people, send super stickers, and whatever the picture is, we'll act it out. You kind of got a little bit not funny by the end of it, right? Because it was like they were trying too hard a little bit, Maybe also find places with historical background, Soviet mosaics. Oh, like Bald and Bankrupt did the mosaics, right? The problem is I'm not very good at my history side and knowing about it. I mean, I can Google it and talk about it, but doesn't come as natural to do that kind of thing. I mean, it is something that I should do on the channel. I know it doesn't get views though, Jaja. Anything that's not topical doesn't get the same views. I mean, I guess I proved that in Bali by doing the hotel videos. So you're awesome. Thank you for telling me I'm awesome. Thank you so much. Kane, thank you. Cordova, thank you for comments. Got my English skills up thanks to you. Oh, thank you. That's interesting. Glad to see you again. Hello, yes. Lots of people that haven't been on the live streams are here. I guess the timing worked out better that there's some original viewers and older viewers that are back. Loved your video of the shopping center. Thanks. Yeah, that is okay. It's not exactly where I live right here. But if I just take the bus 20 minutes up the highway, that's where we get out. The bus is a bus station, right? There's actually a local bus station, then an international bus station there as well. Very fancy, that international part. It's kind of like a proper bus station, not just where the bus stops and picks up, you know. And that's where you get on the metro, right? They literally get out of the bus, go straight in the metro, go straight into Moscow. But that's the biggest shopping center closest to where we live. Yeah, I didn't see any of his during his last live stream. I've only watched his videos of him coming back. I guess he did 2 or 3 videos coming back to Moscow. He deletes or unlists all of his live streams, so I don't ever catch them. And then I don't get to watch them again. So I know he's lost a lot of subscribers in the last 3 or 4 days. Is it dangerous in Russia against foreigners? I'd say not. No. As long as you kind of, you don't be outlandish in public. I guess that's the thing. People are very conservative here. Can't really compare. Right, exactly. Yeah, the tax situation is a big varying thing here. McDonald's is not banned in Russia. They chose to leave. They do have a buyback option as well. They can buy back everything that they sold or gave to the owner of Kuzny Itochka, and they can buy back and return to Russia within 15 years. They chose to leave. It's not that they had to leave or they wanted to leave, if you like. They chose to leave. I haven't traveled across mountains, no. Thank you, Kane. You're very, very insightful with all your comments. Beautiful. You're very insightful. You're beautiful. You're doing good things there. Thank you. Hello from Sofia, Bulgaria. What's your favorite place in Moscow? Would love to visit Russia one day. Any of the parks in Moscow? I mean, anywhere around that Red Square and the Kremlin area there, Tverskaya Street, over where is the Bolshoi Theater, Kuznetsky Mosque. These are nice areas. This is kind of probably more, unfortunately, the more tourist areas. I mean, it's definitely the center of Moscow. Going over to Gorky Park, walking in Gorky Park is very nice. And then there's actually another park on the other side of Gorky Park called Muzon Park or Muzon Park. It's very, very nice. Anyway, close by the Moscow River is nice to walk there. Even right down to Luzhniki Stadium. And then the embankment there, where is Vorovivo Gore. Kane is confusing the channel, yes. Is there a reason the shopping centers are so huge? I guess the population, 15 to 17 million people live in the greater Moscow region. There's around about 30, maybe 40 shopping centers. Bigger ones like that one, like Sarajevo, there's probably about 30 of them around Moscow region. Just the population alone, I mean, it's up to the companies that build them too, right? They choose to build them big. There is small. The one where we live down the street here is much smaller. It's still 3 levels though, but it's a small shopping center. You can even get a bus from Moscow to Vladivostok, but I do not recommend that. No. Yeah, that would be insane. Yes. Yeah, instead of McDonald's, it's now called Kuzny Itochka. Yes. Actually, I think I've done 3 or 4 videos. Moscow parks in summertime. Yes, I will definitely try and film some of the parks. I have to go on my own because my wife doesn't like being in the videos a lot. So yeah, I love shopping centers outside of peak times. Feels like a celebrity or the queen, you know, how they clear out the stores for famous people. Yeah, that's the one thing that I get comments on, like, oh, you know, you're the only one there. There's nobody shopping. No one's got bags. It's constantly the same comments. Solaris, that shopping center is typically busier purely because it's where the metro station starts and ends. Well, it's not the last station anymore. It goes on 4 or 5 more stations. It used to be the last stop. And the bus station is right there. All the buses that go out to the southwest of Moscow, where I live, are from there as well. Yes. McDonald's is overrated. Yeah, I think everyone's got an opinion about McDonald's, good or bad. Kuznetochka something. I don't know what the rest says. Hello from Tokyo. Joe, there's a few people from Tokyo today. Joe's room. Good to see you. Again, if you're talking in Russian, I'm sorry, I can't answer. Are the hotels in Moscow expensive? Obviously, the fancier ones are, but there's a lot more reasonably priced ones. Even this Cosmos Hotel, the one nearby Vdenha, the ones over by Ismailova, the Delta Kappa Gamma hotels, I think they're called Gamma, Delta, Alpha, Beta, Gamma hotels. They're very reasonably priced. There's a lot of reasonably priced hotels in Moscow, and then there is super fancy ones as well. It can go from 6 days. Yes, it's the longest railway line on the planet. Wonders of the world. Yes, they're also the one in Australia too. The Indian Pacific is very long. Cats, thank you. And having a nice time from St. Petersburg. Buy back 24 months of burgers and chips. Not sure that's a great idea. Macca's, yes. Yeah, it'd be interesting if they kind of go back and do return. I mean, 15 years is a long time between leaving and returning, right? But Sparrow's Mountain, yes. Voroviva Gore, thanks. Yes, Sparrow Hill. Beautiful spot too. Actually, that's another nice place I like. You can go up there. I did the escalator video. Somehow I've worked it out that I've done 3 or 4 videos now about escalators. And they've got this escalator gallery, it's called, where you come out of the metro and then you can go up the escalator to the top of the hill and walk down. And that's where the Moscow University is. And there's a big view over Moscow there. Malls died out in America. Yeah, I've seen that. There's even like dead mall Facebook groups where people go and take photos and videos at shopping malls that are being closed or abandoned. Dimmer from Russia. Hello. Dimmer, do you want to come on the live stream? Have you got something set up? I can share a link and you can join me on the live stream. I think we should plan, Dimmer, for us to be on each other's live stream and we can do a Q&A with each other. What do you think? Yeah, according to various... I read this about the GPS navigators will be suppressed over Moscow. Yeah, I saw that. That would be interesting if that kind of doesn't help people. People will get more lost in their cars if they block the GPSs. I saw also that they want to, for the car rentals, like the car sharing, like Belka Car and Yandex Car and things like that, that they want to create a bigger exclusion zone for those couple of days over Victory Day as well, so that you can't leave the cars parked in that central Moscow area. We've been back once in the last 2 years. We literally were there a month ago, Logic. 123 Logic. We've been back about 5 weeks now. People getting excited. I don't really have a lot of interaction with people to ask them. It's basically an event that marks the Great Patriotic War. You know, I mean, to say the word celebrating, it's not really what people do. I mean, people, it's a kind of more like a remembrance day. Tasty, and that's all. Yes, Batumi. Greetings from Batumi to Moscow. Thank you, Jacob. Tasty. Super clear, super elegant. I learned a lot. Thank you. Thank you for acknowledging my accent or my lack of accent. House to home. They said that the Bolshoi Theater is older than the United States. That's interesting. It's a beautiful spot there too. I've not walked there for a little while. My wife used to work just around the corner from there. So for a few years, I used to go and meet her after work or go walking there a lot. Whereas are not electrified. Even the bridge line in Florida is diesel powered. Yeah, the railway lines are very, very used here. I mean, there's a lot of goods that are used on the railway lines, more than probably passenger traffic. How hard is it to get a job working for a cruise line? It's if you've got experience, it obviously helps in a field that you'd be applying for. It's a matter of just going to the websites of the cruise lines and looking up their jobs page. I wouldn't hope to get a job sending the first email. I mean, I would send off a lot of emails and resumes and filling out online forms. If there might be a agency that you can apply through, it might help. You know, that would be a way to get a job. I mean, don't want to do most of the jobs. I mean, especially if you're not wanting to work in some of the different departments on the ship. Greetings from mainland China. Hello. Great to meet you. Thank you. When I did someone pointed it out that when I did the food tasting at the Rustics, there was a girl in the background, and they were actually from China as well. And they were filming for Chinese television. Actually, even it was on their phone, but they can get better quality videos on their phone than they can use certain professional cameras. And they were filming because I got talking to them because they had the same microphone that I have, the Rode Australian brand. This is what I bought, by the way. If anyone wants to know where money goes from YouTube, it goes to buying this wireless. It's not wireless, this one, but it would be if I connect it to my wireless microphone. But it's a lapel mic, which you see in a lot of TV and news. So yeah, I got chatting to her because she had the same lapel mic and Rode mic as I have. Yeah, very nice people. There was her and a couple of guys, spoke beautiful English. They're from China, but are in Moscow making videos about some of the news events. And I love your videos. Thank you. Thank you so much. Pedro, hello. As any foreigner, do you get most favorite experience about ordinary? Let me read that again. As any foreigner do you got your favorite experience about ordinary life here? I'm not sure how to answer that, but so yeah, sorry if I'm mixing up what you're writing. I guess maybe your wording is a bit off. Average rent in Boston's $3,000 a month just for one bedroom. Yeah, much less here than in Boston. Much less. Roy, thank you so much for the super chat. I'm just going to scroll ahead here. I'm kind of caught up, but I'm not really. Roy, thank you so much, Roy. I really appreciate it. Russell, what shipping lines did you work for? There's a lot in Florida with international employees. Yeah, I worked on Carnival Cruise Line predominantly. The company I work for actually is based in Doral in Florida that operate the shops on cruise ships. So they have shops on about 80 ships. Carnival, Cruise Line, Royal Caribbean, Holland America, Costa, Celebrity. But yeah, Carnival ships. My last ship was in Galveston, Texas before COVID. But yeah, I was on Norwegian Cruise Line for a little while. Did 4 years on Norwegian Cruise Line. But yeah, the predominantly was on Carnival cruise ships. So Carnival Horizon was the Carnival Cruise Line was the main cruise line I worked on for the majority of my career on ships. Soon every single gonna be on. Do you drink tea? I don't, Sam. My wife does. She loves it. I unfortunately don't drink a lot of tea or coffee at all. Pretty much tea I'll only tend to drink if I go to someone's house, and that's what they're serving, and it's polite to drink what you're offered. I'd love to take that bus from Moscow to Vladivostok. Filming that would make cool content. Yeah, Mozzie, the idea is for me to go do the train, maybe not the bus. Yeah, that would be very cool. If anyone can talk Dima from Russia into it, then we can definitely do it. The burgers are better at Hungry Jack's. Yes. Sam, yeah. Dima from Russia, by the way, if anyone doesn't know, he has a YouTube channel. If anyone wants to watch him. We haven't met in person. We've done video chats and calls and things like that. And we do chat offline, offline a lot. That's the named after the park. Yes. It was some worldwide hit in the 80s and 90s. Definitely was, yes. Yeah, down to Gorky Park. Yeah, every time you walk across that bridge from the Park Kulturi metro station, that song comes in your head. And it's very kind of like hairs on your arms stand up because you just think about it and you know about it. And then when you walk down there, you can always use shopping malls are very popular in China. There are quite a few videos of them on YouTube. Yeah, I think someone told me that the biggest one of the biggest in the world is in Iran. Pedro, I don't tend to talk about politics on the channel. I'm sorry. Most people probably know from watching my videos and any of my live streams that it doesn't come as part of the channel. Let's schedule it one day, Russell. Live stream together, yes. I'm going to chat to you on Telegram, and we're going to figure out something to do. You're going to come on this live stream, and I'll come on yours, or whatever. I mean, whatever we do. So definitely. Thank you again, Roy, for a super chat. Thank you. Yeah, Carnival is a very popular. Yeah, it's unfortunately it gets a lot of bad press as the Kmart of cruising. Also, Grey Wolf, thank you for becoming a channel member. Welcome to Traveling with Russell fans channel members. If you want to support the channel that way, it's an option. Thank you so much, Grey Wolf. Infinity Project. Yeah, Carnival Cruise Line that I worked on gets a lot of bad press for being a cheaper cruise line. But when Carnival was set up originally by Ted Arison, who's the founder, now his son is the one I think he's the chairman of Carnival Corporation. They also own Miami Heat basketball team as well. The majority stock owner of Carnival Cruise Line is the owner of Miami Heat basketball team. Sorry, my nose is itchy. I'm sorry. But they get a lot of bad press. But when they set it up originally, the father, he wanted it to be affordable to everybody, and particularly families with kids can go and take an inexpensive cruise. Down salsa or tango in Moscow. Actually, talking about Gorky Park, I haven't been there recently, but in the evenings now with the longer days, now it's 6 p.m. and it's still bright outside, they have people that do dancing on the, you walk down into Gorky Park, and then there's where the jetties are. I don't know, it's hard to explain, but if you walk in Gorky Park, you'll see people doing salsa and merengue and kachaka, one of those dancing types. And people literally just meet there and do it. And you don't have to know people, like people just dancing with each other. I think there's a couple of people that kind of organize the get-togethers. And it's very cool just to sit there and watch them. And they put different songs on. People just grab each other to go up and dance. Obviously, the more you can do it, the better. What's your favorite meal in Moscow? I'd say actually what's the dough with the egg inside? I think that's actually not a Russian dish though. Is it Georgian? Oh, no. Is it from Georgia? The bread dough where it's hollowed out and they put the egg inside. I don't know what that's called. Bolshoi said it was in 1856. Not humans will do it. Would you say the traditional stance societal more is refreshing relative to Australia and UK? Yeah, I think people. I mean, I guess America's kind of going down that track of going very, very all over the place. I mean, at one point they didn't want to allow, like, in the shops, like the kids section, like boys section and girls section, in a supermarket, in a clothing store. And there's like a thing about going to the men's and ladies' toilets. I mean, here in Russia, none of that. What I can see, but. Hello from Seattle. Loved the Rustic's grand opening. More videos of real Russian. Yeah, for American to see. Yes, that was really cool. People did say that they paid me to do that video. I invited myself. I emailed the company that was hosting the opening in the hope that invite me, and they did. They replied back instantly and said, "Come along. This is the time. This is the schedule of the events," and it was very cool. I kind of invited myself to it, mostly because I don't mind going to KFC and now to Rustic's. And I thought it was cool, and I'd get free lunch. So I didn't take any home, though. Somebody was taking bags of stuff out of there, and I literally just took the little goodie bag they gave me, which turned out to be a spoon, like a serving spoon for the kitchen, and some tongs for the barbecuing. Nothing to do with Rustic's. So... just got here. Hello from the US. Marie. Hello. Marie. Are Apple iPhones more popular where you are in Moscow? They're everywhere for sale. Any phone dealer has them. There's a lot more Chinese brands here in Russia, though. But definitely you can get iPhones. I think more people have iPhones than they have Samsung in terms of Apple versus Samsung. And there's a lot more people who have Android phones that are not Samsung here. Aussie flag, yes. Oh, Uncle Peter. Oh, Peter is this is my uncle, by the way. If you're watching live, everybody who's watching, we met up back in Australia. Man, it's like 6 weeks ago now. I spent 2 weeks in Bali before coming back to Moscow. Yes. Australia and Russia are very similar in the fact that there's a small percentage of the a small portion of the country's populated. Correct. Yes. Yeah. Thanks again, Roy, for the super chat. It's very nice of you to send super chat. 230 likes. Thank you, by the way. That's crazy. And more people watching live now. I think this earlier time is much better suited to everybody. In the coming years, as an Indian, I find Russia to be more attractive than the West. I mean, look, it's really, honestly, mate, would be a massive culture difference coming from India to Russia, or even going to Australia for that matter. You'd have to really want to be able to adapt to the weather. That's a big factor that, minus 10, 20, 25 in winter, going from 30, 40 plus degrees Celsius to go to minus 20 might be hard. There's a lot of things like that. I mean, I always say that about cruise ships. And Roy, you were asking about cruise ships before, that it's not so much the working on cruise ships that you've got to get adapted to. It's living on a cruise ship and being able to live on the cruise ship and adapt to life on a cruise ship is sometimes harder than the job itself. If you can work in a shop and sell and make the commissions and the targets and the sales, that's easy. But living on a cruise ship can be the harder part. Knowing you've got to who's going to do your washing, having your shirts ironed for work every day. If you're not used to that from home, living with somebody else, having a roommate. There's a lot of factors that are not your just normal work. I mean, maybe coming here to Russia and not knowing the language and not having anybody at all. If you had a fellow Indian here who spoke Russian, it would be helpful, but it'd be difficult initially. Thanks for joining the channel, Russell. We should meet in Moscow and go to Kuznetochka. Absolutely. If you're coming, we'll go there. Whatever you want to do, mate, honestly and truly. Even if we just go for a walk around, it would be interesting. How much does it cost and how fast? Metro station. Yeah, 50 rubles is the metro, which is it's $1 Australian. No, it's less than $1. It's about 60 cents, and you can ride it until you come out of it. You don't have to pay multiple times. It's not over distance. It's per ride. The bus, I pay 75 rubles, which is about 80, 90 cents US for my bus. I think it's cheap. The metro can be cheaper if you've got. I've got the Troika card is the name of the card that you use for cheaper tickets, and you can buy monthly tickets as well. Mostly it is enough time. Yes, metro and a bus is 90 minutes. Right. Just wave hello. Are you planning to visit other Russian cities? Sam, for now, not immediately anyway. Yeah, there was ships in Jacksonville. Yes, Jackport. It was called Jackport. And in Mobile, Alabama. Yeah, most of the ships are either Miami or Port Canaveral or Fort Lauderdale. Carnival, not too many out of Fort Lauderdale, but mostly Miami and Port Canaveral. Or the Space Coast, they call it up that way. Trucks just had a... Oh, AC/DC concert, yes. In Frio, bands on trucks going through Frio, right. And I think it was at Fremantle Oval as well, right? I saw that on the online news. I didn't see a video news of it, but yeah. If anyone wants to know, yeah, if anyone knows AC/DC, and then Highway to Hell, the song Highway to Hell. So that's based on the main highway it runs from Fremantle to Perth called Canning Highway. Yes. Oh, Hachapuri. Yes, I did. Azerbaijan Hachapuri. Yeah, I know that's not a Moscow dish. If there's such a thing as a Moscow dish, let me know. But I do like shawarma. I know that's not, again, Moscow either, but shawarmas are good. Hello, Max. I don't know what the thing is with the adverts because I'm not doing anything. I'm literally just reading the scrolling chat. And then where someone's doing either donation alerts, I just look over to see that, or the super chats. A lot of it's quite a okay. 351. Good for you where referencing seems Georgian looks good. Yes, Khachapuri. Actually, the one I like it's actually at Solara Shopping Center, and they don't tend to do it anywhere else. They put bacon in with the egg. It's like a bacon and egg Khachapuri. Does the chicken taste the same? Yes, at Rustics, it is exactly the same as KFC. The management and the people at that press conference spoke openly that initially there won't be any changes. They've had to rename a couple of the burgers. So one that used to be called a Box Master is now called a Rost Master. I know they had to do that. From Sergey Prasad. Hello, Zdravstvuyte. But yes, actually, I think that day I was there purely because I left home at like 7:30 in the morning. I had to be there for 10:30. By the time I ate after lunch, like 12, 1 o'clock, I was hungry. So it tasted even better, I think. I might have been biased in my tasting. What Russian food do you like, Russell? And we're planning to go to Australia again. My wife mentioned it this morning that she wants to go back in September. So I don't know yet. We kind of think of new things every day of the week here. I also like pilmene. It's a very easy dish. Out of the freezer, into the boiling water, and a little bit of ketchup on top. Actually, on that day, Cougs, one person told me I shouldn't film, and that was like on the first or second station when I went up to the street level. And literally the rest of the day, not a worry. There was that many people going specifically to those 9 stations, taking photos, filming, especially the like the fish on the wall, and nobody mentioned anything the entire day except that one person. I think it was almost on the first station, if I'm not mistaken, that it got mentioned, and there was no one else around. It was just the one guy up there. He spoke in Russian to me about not filming, and then he pointed to the like a notice board of notices about not filming, and that was it. And all day, perfectly fine. Yes, Hachapuri. If it was a Nusa Penida in Bali, it's beautiful. We went to Gili Air. If you want something even more beautiful than Nusa Penida, get on a speedboat for 4 hours, or it's about 3 hours from Sanua. Go to the Gili Islands, Gili Air. That's the video I made at the 2 hotels on the channel. And we stayed in an 8-room hotel. We walked to the beach every day. We went to almost the same place every day. And that's where we had breakfast by the beach as well. I think it's less than 50%, Sasha. It's definitely the overall channel. Russian views is about, depending on the videos, between about 15 and 30% of views is Russian viewers. It's actually a lot smaller than people think, or people have asked me about him before anyway. I've never been to China, no. Thank you for the invite, though. It'll be very cool to go there. I want to go to see the shopping malls. I really want to go to those electronics shopping malls where they show like where people buy all the stuff in wholesale and in bulk. If anyone's ever watched the YouTube channel Strange Parts, it was a guy that was living in China at the time. He made his own iPhone from buying all the components. Can't wait for things to normalize. Really, Murphy, come now. It's not, I guess things can and could and will and should happen. I don't know, but gotcha. Very nice explanation. Thank you. I hope that's answered it. What you want to do, Gurdeep, Gadandeep, I was going to call you Gurdeep, is if you've got a friend or a family or a cousin or a third friend who's worked on cruise ships, ask them what it's like, and then see how they answer the same question. I haven't made videos about wages because it's very topical, more topical than a lot of other topical things. And it ruffles a lot of feathers because it's near impossible to give a consistent answer about people's wages. Pretty much 9 years all up since originally coming here when I first met my wife. I think it was about 10 years ago because one of the Facebook memories popped up yesterday or the day before. So it's been about 10 years. Love the validation. Do you feel like it's some kind of a mother country for Australia? Not really. I mean, the Commonwealth. Yeah, I guess now with the coronation yesterday, it comes back up in the news every few months and years and things like that. I don't really have an opinion about it, really. I mean, I don't think Australia relies on England, economically, financially, like some of the other smaller Commonwealth countries do, particularly the islands, like in the Caribbean and stuff. No. I wonder if I can find Hachapuri in Australia. That would be interesting if somewhere does it. I mean, for sure, probably not in Perth, but maybe Melbourne. Melbourne's a lot more multicultural than what Perth is, and maybe more so than Sydney. How have you been? We've done, Adventures of Eric and Connie. Hello, by the way. Thank you for that. I've been doing well. We've been back now from Australia 5 or 6 weeks, 5 weeks. My dad's birthday was when we were definitely there, 19th of March. And then Peter, who's also in the, or he might still be in the live stream. He's my dad's brother or my uncle. What do I do typically? I do this. I mean, if YouTube is considered a job, I guess I earn income from it. My wife works and earns money as well. Things like the super chats, the donation alerts, that goes back into the channel and helps me. I'm going to say that for sure. Like buying this microphone, I bought this in Australia. It's a little bit harder to buy here in Russia, so I intentionally went to an electronics store in Perth and went to go look for things that I could buy and bring back to Russia. So I like to definitely offset with where people doing things to help out the channel, that I put it back into the channel. So it's Joseph, it's very hard to film Victory Day. It's near impossible. It used to be served with mayonnaise. Yes, I know. I know that that's like ketchup and sour cream. People, yeah. Well, no, sour cream, smetana. I disagree. Yeah, I guess it's everybody's got their own thing with pilmeni. I just like it with ketchup, tomato sauce, smetana. Yes, very popular in Russia. Yes, sour cream. Sorry, I'm not reading enough. I heard crazy things happened in the crew lounge. Yeah, we don't call it crew lounge. We call it crew bar. Yes. Years ago, some people used to call it church. And that was what you'd say to other crew members. Are you going to church tonight? No, I'm going to the crew bar. Yeah, we don't call it crew lounge. I guess maybe on Royal Caribbean they do. On Carnival, it's definitely crew bar. They have crazy things, but it's a place where anybody can go. It doesn't matter if you're the captain, downwards. People go there as normal people. Some of the ships have a no uniform policy in the crew bar, so that you can't be signified what you do. Okay, everybody knows each other on the ships, but crew bar is definitely where things happen and don't happen, and it gets boring sometimes on some ships. The crew bars, dumplings with sour cream. Yes. Hello, Zdravstvuyte. If you get a chance to visit China and want to see new tech, contact Lee Barrett of the Barrett YouTube channel. Shenzhen. Yeah, I remember when Strange Parts was living there. His videos were very, very interesting. I'll have to look up Lee Barrett. Thank you. Fireflux, hello. Kodasiba, I think that's hello, Sergey. Hello. It is the God mic. Is it a good microphone? Yes. This one is a plug-in one. See, actually, with my phone, if I wasn't to basically move it around with the wireless one, I could plug this straight into the microphone jack or the headphone jack on the phone, and then tuck it under my shirt, and it wouldn't look like it's connected to the phone, right? But if with my wireless one, I plug that lapel mic in and tuck it through my shirt and then put the receiver in my pocket, it's a very nice microphone. It's very popular in Russia in general. Also, Russians love traveling to Georgia since that's quite close. Yes, very true. Did a lot of people unsubscribe after the I'm leaving Russia video? A few people did. I think it was about 40. Roughly 40 people unsubscribed. That's from that direct video. So where they watched the video and they pressed unsubscribe watching that video. People can unsubscribe from any video, right? And they can just go to the channel and unsubscribe. Yeah, it was about 40 people. It did have a little bit of negative connotations to it. We don't have any kids, my wife and I. But it has a mini jack. Yes, this one does as well. It basically goes into the headphone jack of the phone. If you had like an iPhone, you could get the dongle or the I don't know what the Apple thing's called, where you can plug headphones into it. You can get very cheap lapel mics, and they work perfectly well. I just got a better one because I appreciate better quality products. How to compare it to a square jack? Financial independence, retire early. It's quite big in Australia now, where young people try and invest and retire early. I think a lot of people, maybe necessarily buy apartments for their children. What about the financial independence, retire early part? I understand what you mean. People want to be definitely mortgage free here, and it's definitely more of a thing than it would be in Australia. In Australia, it's known that everyone has a mortgage in some kind. The majority of people are, if you're not renting, of course. But I think people want to be financially free here and be able to know their finances a lot more. I think they wouldn't really make a thing of calling it like an acronym like this. I think people just earn money, spend money, save money, do what they need to do to live here more so. So big and extensive, it looks like a spider's web. Yes, if you see the map of it, definitely. Hello, Marlene. There's a CCD with a string attached to it. I never went to Russia before meeting my wife. No, she actually invited me the first time after we met. Then I went back to the cruise ships. I went back to Australia to get the visa, then got on the plane and came. Yes, didn't know anything about it stepping off the plane in Moscow that first time. Yeah, truly impressive. Totally agree. Yeah, I mean, a lot of people, even myself, when I catch the metro, I don't look around and stop and look. You just go in place to place. Like that day I filmed that, it was kind of like a whole day of looking at the metro more than just riding it. Can your wife speak Russian? Yes, she's from Russia. If not, how did you manage living outside of Russia? My wife speaks English. Yes, she's from Ufa, by the way. Greetings. How many months out of the year do you experience warm or hot weather in Russia? Well, that will vary depending on where you live. Warm or hot, I guess by the end of the week this week, it'll be up to 15, 17, 18 Celsius. Hot weather, it's probably about a month, maybe 2 months of the year, June, July. Is there a homeowners association? I guess with this building, there is a company that manages the buildings that you pay into. There is a WhatsApp group for the people that live here. Pretty much anything just gets put through that. There isn't really is it HOA? Yeah, HOA. Yeah, they don't really have that as such in Russia. Pretty much the WhatsApp group sorts things out pretty quickly. Yeah, people do buy stocks and shares. I don't think most people will tend to buy property more than stocks and shares. Don't really hear Russians complain. Yes, that's a thing. Do you think the urban... Oh, do you think it's true that there's a metro too? Different people say yes, different people say no. I think there is one, 1000%. Actually, the funny story, I'll just mention this. When I did that bit of the, if you watch the Rustics video and I did the kitchen tour, there was a guy that was speaking in English, and I was kind of at the back of the group, and he was the last person walking us through. And there was a bit where I looked down the side of the kitchen in the other direction. Obviously, there's the break rooms. I don't know what there was, offices and stuff. It was a huge kitchen, by the way. And I made a bit of a joke with the guy. I said, "Oh, is that the secret entrance to the Moscow metro?" And he's like, "What are you talking about?" I'm like, "Yeah, it must be. There's some steps that go down to Mayakovsky metro station." And I said, "Oh, maybe that's the secret entrance to go back to the Kremlin, like the tunnels." And he's like, "Oh," and he's laughing away like he understood English, right? So, yeah, I didn't put that on camera, but if I'd have left that in the video, but I believe there is. I believe there is. And some people do believe it and some people don't. So I guess it's like one of those modern myths or urban legends. I think it's very true, though. I think it exists. My Russian friends told me I was people talking. Well, I am just glad that Ozone pickup spot opened right next to my house. We've just got a. I think the Ozone did open as well, but the Wildberries opened in our building downstairs. So my wife is super happy. She does most of her shopping on Wildberries. So yeah, there is people have shown it on YouTube. I guess I could show some doors that look like it is that. People talk about property and metros. Yeah, that's very true about the Ozone opening. Hello from Spain. Pablo, hello. Do you get recognized often when you're out and about? I do, yes. Especially when I'm with my wife. My wife is always shocked that I get recognized. Yeah, probably once a day now. At least every day I go out somewhere. Particularly when I've got the camera in my hand, I get mentioned. And also in the Telegram group that I've got, if anyone's got Telegram, Traveling with Russell channel. I know someone mentioned in the group chat that they saw me. They were in Dub in the shopping center video where I did the Mag or Zara video, and they were walking out as I was walking into the Dub store. So yes, Vinny, it happens on the cruise ships. It happened maybe 3 or 4 times a day, particularly because I did a ton of videos on the same ship that I was working on, and people kind of put 2 and 2 together because in the shop, obviously, there's a lot of guests that come in the shop. So I've got a lot of passenger interaction working on the ship. So I received poor feedback for asking about the Metro 2 before. Yeah, I guess it's, like you say, urban myth. I think if I asked 10 people, I'd get 10 answers about it. Do salmon berries grow in Russia? I don't know what they are, so does not on his channel. Yes, I'm becoming a superstar in Russia. Probably not as much as as people think. It is interesting, like with the going to Rostix, the girl that was there when I did the check-in when I arrived, she's like, "Oh, I know your channel. I've watched your videos before. Thank you. It's so nice that you came." And I was the only one speaking English there. Apart from those Chinese, the Chinese few people were speaking in Chinese, obviously in Mandarin, and but they spoke in English to me. But I was the only one walking around speaking English. And imagine walking around a KFC 2 or 3 times with that many people in there. That's why you might notice in that video there's a lot of people turning their head around because they hear the English getting spoken. Yeah, Russian apartments don't need clothes dryers. Yeah, there's a lot of comments about that, about not having a clothes dryer in our apartment. And then actually in the video of the apartment that's for sale in the building here that I made that video of, it was brought up as well. It turns out that the washing machine in that apartment has a washer dryer function. So it does the spin drying at the end. We just have you just put it on the balcony on one of those fold out things that you get from IKEA, and everything dries on the balcony here without needing a tumble dryer. We call them tumble dryers in Australia. I have done the tour in the Kremlin quite a lot of years ago. I didn't do the full tour. You can do quite a few different options of the tour there. You can do one part, the other part, this part, that part. But I've done one time the tour. Superstar you are. Thank you. Hope to see your wife. Yeah, I'm trying to convince her to come on videos. Trying to. Yeah, there's an urban myth about a tube station in Buckingham Palace. I reckon the same thing. I love Russian apartment design. Yeah, there's a few. It's almost like a playlist now of apartment videos. I know I've done them all in the same building here, but 2 of them we've lived in. And then the third one was the one that's for sale. It's still listed for sale, by the way. And the other videos I did was my wife's apartment that we renovated and did the kitchen up and everything on it. So, all right, everybody. I want to thank everybody for being part of the live stream. We've just reached 2 hours. We've got 274 likes, which is crazy. That's just crazy. We've got the most amount of people watching that's ever watched at the same time. Where's that analytics? Where's that one? Stream health. Where's the little thing that shows that? There it is. Yes. Yeah, it's the most amount of people watching at the same time. 282. What did I just say? Some people have unliked, have they? 282 likes. Thank you so much. And then to people who have done donation alerts, thank you. I appreciate donation alerts, especially with super chats. Obviously, you can see them on the screen. That's something that I can't, donation alerts I can't show on the screen because it doesn't let you pop it up. This is still locked down and do not know why. I'm not sure what that is, Clayton, but my friends put their jumper in the microwave. That's a crazy idea. Don't do that. No, actually, Pat's here. Peter, I've got my auntie here, my uncle, auntie Pat. Pat, you can't get, I haven't seen Maltesers now in Moscow since last year. Also Kit Kats as well. Kit Kats and Maltesers I can't get in Moscow. I used to be able to buy them, Maltesers here in Moscow forever until last year. So whoever was the importer of them is not importing them anymore. So yeah, I can't get Maltesers. I did bring some back here. They're already gone already from Australia. We've still got some Cadbury's chocolate eggs though that we brought. Some belated Easter eggs. I'd like to see a Russian garage cooperative where they park their cars. Yeah, the ones where I am here, there's not that many cars. They're kind of like permanently, from the balcony, I can see downstairs like quite a row of the garage cooperatives, as you call them. But there's not that many people ever outside them and hanging out on the ones where I live here. You have more likes than watchers. Yes, I think some people just pop in and then like and then leave. So that's very nice. How long have you lived in Russia and how far out from Moscow have you traveled? I've been to Ufa, which is where my wife's family is from. My Tumble is my BFF in Melbourne. Yeah, you need them in Perth a few months of the year, but not nearly as much as you probably would in Melbourne. Yeah, I've lived in Moscow on and off now for 9 years, probably close to 10 years since the original first trip I made here. Constantine said that YouTube will be not available in Russia soon. Yeah, this has been talked about forever, for the last 2 years, and before that it's been talked about, and before that, I'm not sure what he'll do if it's not available. I'm not sure he has a plan if it doesn't work. I guess I don't either, but a day without Maltesers would be a dull affair. Yeah, I've learned not to worry about them too much. I can get chocolate here. I know this is not, there's an empty wrapper here. This is pretty much one of the cheaper brands of chocolate in Russia. It's 49 rubles for a bar of milk chocolate. Alpine Gold. That's my Maltesers alternative. From working on cruise ships for so long and not having Maltesers on the cruise ships, I've learned to live without them, John, so it's okay. Hit the like button. Yeah, I guess if a few people do or would. Don't grow in Russia, only simple raspberries, right. Now it's strawberry, it's coming into strawberry season now as well. Joseph, thank you for your time today. Yes. Good choice with the time. Yeah, I think this earlier time, I boiled pilmeni in a kettle when I was a student. Texas, hello. Ufa is a beautiful city. Yes. Yeah, time that we spent there was very, very nice. We stayed for most of it with our my wife's auntie, and then we spent 2 nights in the city as well. Thanks for the videos. Thank you so much, Joseph. Yeah, Serbia is a brother country to Russia. Yes. Alpine Gold tastes horrible. I like it. My wife doesn't like it. And she wonders why I like it so much. Alpine Gold's got a bad name because it's very just a cheap, but it's a nice milk chocolate. Simple as that. As a plain milk chocolate, it's very nice. And it's still 50 rubles. I would eat more Milka, but Milka's now like 80, 100, 120 rubles for Milka. Making a collaboration stream with Dim or consider doing a podcast. I'm sure you will find a few interesting individuals. Yeah, doing a podcast. I know what you mean about that. Russia and foreigners interested in Russia. Yeah, Dimmer and I will get together and make a plan for a video. Yes, I'm in Russia. Thanks for streaming. Thank you. Am I hungry? The package photo looks good. Yeah, it looks just like that. It's plain milk chocolate. There's a ton of different flavors of this too, by the way. Do you have merch? I don't have merch. No, someone's mentioned that already about having something with this logo in the top corner over here. I need to find the person that did that picture, and we could do something around that, like something. Milka is everywhere. Yes, the Milka banana is the best. There's a Milka with banana. Imagine Milka chocolate, but with banana if you don't know it. But yes, it's amazing. Alpine milk. Have you ever tasted Stolichnaya? Stolichnaya, yeah. I sold it on the cruise ships forever. It's not Russian though, Stolichnaya. Stolichnaya. It's made in Latvia, of all places. Oh, thank you, Marlene. I just saw the email. Thank you for wishing more subscribers to your channel. Thank you so much. I just saw this email pop up because I've got the little pop-up icon for email now. So, what are your favorite movies? We like Meet the Fockers. If you ask my wife this question without anyone knowing the answer, Meet the Fockers. We've watched every one of those about 20 times each. Actually, I watched the other day 40-Year-Old Virgin, by the way. Yes. So, yeah, I like any kind of comedy stuff. Comedy and just things that are lighthearted and funny. And how long would it take to learn the Moscow Metro without a map? You'd have the app on your phone. So just get the Moscow Metro app on your phone. You can look at the maps on the platforms up on the street level. There's also the poster on the wall where the train comes into the station, where you can see all the next stops, and then you just match up which color line you need to take. So many stops on the red line to the blue line to the purple line, and most of it's in English. There is a little bit of it in Russian, but you can learn it fairly quickly. And if you get lost, you just catch another metro till you find your station. Milka cappuccino. Yes, I've had that. Not as good as the banana one, though. Yeah, this is very basic, inexpensive chocolate. I mean, pretty much the Ilonka chocolate, the one with the baby on the front, that's probably the most famous, like, touristy chocolate. Fireflux. Oh, you had your live stream in between my live stream. The Moscow Metro has multiple apps that you can download. Yeah, I think I've got 2 on my phone anyway, but they're really the same, the 2 different apps. I don't drink vodka to know which is the best Russian vodka. Polywaffle chocolate bar, it's been gone from the market for ages. T-shirt would be nice. Yeah, one of those with a Traveling with Russell logo on it would be pretty cool. Hello from Russia. Have you ever been to Novosibirsk? I haven't been there, no. Did I taste? I don't know. Babeluski chocolate. I don't know what that one. Which one that is? Ilonka, yeah, it has an image of a young baby on it. Yes, I don't really like Ilonka chocolate. We bought a ton of it to take to Bali and to Australia. We bought a bunch of it to give away to people. Actually, as in Bali, we gave a lot away. In Australia, we gave pretty much everybody a bar of it. So yeah, it's kind of pretty much the tourist one that you buy. Boss, hello. I watch videos from Novosibirsk, very nice city. Yeah, I mean, a lot of Russian cities have a different, different feel to them. So just passing by a few minutes as I have got to go, unfortunately, but I'll catch your replay. Big hi to all Russians out there. Thank you, Greg's Whiskey Guide. Hello. I'm pretty sure that we met through watching vidIQ. I'm almost certain. Did we? It doesn't run 24/7. No, I think the last one's about 12 or 1 a.m. Then it starts again about 5 a.m. So it's not 24 hours. It's only 24 hours during popular events like New Year or, well, Christmas, New Year. Maybe for the Victory Day, they may have 24 hours. Then they announced it like a week before that it'll open longer on, it's mostly on public holidays. They do that. It should be deprived. Don't drink vodka. Should be. Thank you. Yeah, new movie called Tetris. I've got it to watch, but my wife doesn't want to watch it with me. I want to watch a movie that together, and we watched My Name Is Otto. That was the last movie we watched together. Green Card, and you've got mail. Yes, I know. You've got mail. I like that movie. She's never watched not Downton Abbey. Is it Downton Abbey she's watched? I think maybe she's seen it. I think she knows that one. And we're watching Lego Masters right now, and we're watching Farmer Wants a Wife. Moscow Metro shirt. That'd be kind of cool. There is a Moscow Metro gift shops in Moscow. I want to see more Australian guys in Moscow. Yeah, so do I, so I can hang out with more. Yeah, nice t-shirt. Yes, nobody knows about this. This is my own brand. Now, I'm not sure if anyone knows the brand Butter. Butter is a clothing brand. And this is margarine. Are you from Australia? I was in the chat minutes ago with a nice Aussie YouTuber called Scotch Down Under. With a Aussie YouTuber. Oh, okay. I don't know that channel, but wow, I learned so much things. They said that it'll take place, but it will be closed to the public, which it's closed every year to the public. It's not open to the public, the parade. You can go to see a little bit of it on the roads where the parade comes down to enter Red Square, but so much of it's closed off that you just can't get close enough to see it. No, there are many other brands, but this one has been there for a while now. Yes, tried and true. Completely agree. I love it. And my wife knows which one I like now. Yeah, margarine is a light butter here in France. Yes. It's the take on a brand called Butter. Have you gone to any expat meetups? I haven't, no. I've met a few Australians when the Aussie Rules Grand Final was on last year in September. That was 2. I've not met them since. So, what's a good pub to hang out with English-speaking people in Moscow? I don't know, honestly. If you know any, invite me, and we'll go and hang out and speak English. Farmer needs a wife, then he might not do Farmer Wants a Wife. Yes. My wife jokes about it. She's like, oh, maybe I can get rid of you and find a farmer in Australia, And I'm like, oh, maybe they just need to do like Farmer Needs a Russian. we have this joke about it over and over as we're watching it. Cool chat, but have to go. We'll catch replay later. Yes. Yes. Thank you, everybody. Actually, I'm going to head off myself. Normally my live streams go for 2 hours, and you can see how easy it is to go even over 2 hours. Massive thank you. Why do I live in Moscow? Because my wife lives here. I met her 10 years ago. She invited me here, and I've kind of never left. Dehank, thank you. Yes. So again, thank you for 314 likes. That's a scary number, how high that is. Thank you to more than 100 people watching consecutively. That's amazing of you. Thank you to whoever did buy me a coffee, or buy me a Coke, I call it. Marlene, I'm probably looking at you. Thank you for donation alerts. Thank you for live super chats. It goes a long way to making this channel what it is and makes me do this. I'd love to do a live stream every day. I don't know if I could find things to talk about, though. If anybody thinks I should do that. It seems like everybody loves summertime. 600 votes and half were for summertime. 17% like the winter. That's kind of an interesting poll. Thank you, Russell. Yes, DeHonk. DeHale, thank you. Thank you, Joseph Johnson. Thank you. You should visit China when you get a chance. A long way from Moscow. I want to go to Vladivostok. Then I'll be closer. Ludmila, thank you. Do you ever dream about being in the most awkward live stream? No, I'm very comfortable sitting here, chatting, talking. My only problem is I don't look at the camera enough. I look at the chat too much, which obviously that's a big part of what I'm doing here. And I feel like I'm not looking at everybody watching, which is kind of my downfall. I have moved the camera up today slightly. So I should have the camera a bit lower down for the next one, I think. Yeah, Sam, nothing like that happens to me. Boss 11020, thank you. Cold day in Moscow. Greetings. How do I deal with these unusually cold day in Moscow? I stayed home today and yesterday. Northeast, by the way. Yeah, I'm down in Prelevka, which is past Vnukovo Airport. Yeah, I didn't go out. Yesterday I had to go out because I went to the shops to buy food. So I wore my winter jacket for the first day since I've been back from Bali. I've been going out in shorts and a polo shirt and just a hoodie most days. But yesterday I wore my pants and my winter jacket to go down to the train. I call them the train station shops. They're about a 15, 20-minute walk from my house to the shops. There's a Rinnock there. There's a food market. There's stalls on the road. Thanks, Emil. Thank you, Pablo. Thank you, Sam. Thank you, Zhang Lang. Sorry, that's a long name. Thanks, Russell. Thanks, heaps better time for Melbourne. Not sure I can do 3 a.m. again. Thank you. Yes, definitely these earlier live streams are much easier, especially Saturdays and Sundays when more people are free. We see your face all the time in your videos. Yes, I do tend to like to do those filming and then film me kind of things where I do that. Globus Part 2. Petey, you want to see another bit of Globus? Actually, I can film in there every day, and I enjoy filming. I need to go to another supermarket to film a different walk around. I know Globus too well because it's where I go about every, when was I there? Wednesday I was there. Tuesday or Wednesday I filmed. And I've been home the last few days, so. Can we tell them to just give IKEA back to you? Yeah, I think a lot of people would want IKEA back, even though most people don't like IKEA. It works so well in Russia, the flat pack and the apartment living that people live here. I've been to the airport in Hong Kong. Yes. Yeah, what's your job? Was your job on the cruise ships paid commission only? No, it was a basic salary and then incentives. I never ever told guests that it was commission because what we were doing, we were earning a salary. And then if we hit certain sales targets, we got money. If we missed targets, we didn't get money. But I call it incentives. That's the easiest, most polite way to explain. We weren't on a direct commission because I would have to be working much harder. We mostly look at the chat. Yes. You got to work on your channel indeed. I've especially recommended putting a bit more work into editing. Yes. Thank you. In the Urals of the city, like there's other YouTubers that are out that way that make videos that could probably do better jobs than me. How do dentist clinics work in Russia? You make an appointment and go. My wife goes to one in Moscow Center. I've been there and had my teeth cleaned there before. Probably better than in Australia. Cheaper, much, much cheaper than Australia in terms of going to the dentist. How many celebrities do you know who are your namesakes? Russell Crowe, Russell Westbrook, the basketballer, Russell Peters, the Indian American comedian. I'm trying to go. I'm trying to go, but everybody's staying. KPIs, yes, yeah. On cruise ships, we never use that word. I know it's a big word in America, probably in Australia too. We never use that. Wherever I've worked, we've never used KPIs as a word to talk about commissions or incentives and things like that. But I know what you mean. But I want to see it from you, Russell. Yes, very Russian dentists are better than America. Yes. Russell Brand, yes. From Saudi Arabia. Oh, thank you. Kurt Russell. Yeah, a lot of Russells. Kurt Russell. There's a Russell. There's a few golfers as well. Russell Hendley. Was it? I can't think of him. We can ask for another 2-hour stream. Yes, we can do that on another day for sure. Are you going to be going to the Victory Day parade? People don't go to the parade. It's a specific thing that's invite only. That it's impossible to get the invite because it's only so many people. There's only so many seats. It's very closed off and locked down, and like anywhere would be in the world that would have that kind of an event. I know Russell Crowe, they're the first ones that come to mind. Russell Crowe is from New Zealand, which is a neighbor of Australia. Yes, he is. I'm not so well at silver fillings. They're good at white fillings, which are good at crowns. Russell Stover's candy. Yes. I don't think there's any Russell Foods, is there? Like your organic style of videos. Yes, it's very much, I film as I walk around. I edit it as I do it like that. And that's it. Yeah, there's very little in terms of editing of what I do. Snake in southern Russia. The Russell's Viper. What? Bertrand Russell? Thanks for all these Russells. Bertrand Russell. I didn't know about the Russell Viper. You keep it real. Thank you. No heavy editing. Right. Yeah, it literally is very simple what I do. Russell Bentley from Donbass. I don't know who he is. Maybe he's somebody. I guess we're just trying to find any names that relate to Russell, but I didn't know that there was that many now. Russian name to Russell would be Ruslan. Yes, correct. Ruslan and Ruslana is the girl and the guy name for Russell. Yes. Ruslan. Yeah, that's pretty much my Russian name, I guess, if you were to directly translate it. And then a lot of times my name gets with one L, not two L's in the translation. It gets lost pretty easily. The Russian dentists, like the Russian apartments, are a bit Spartan. Oh, Kurt, hello. Good to see you. Russell and Russians have the same origin. You can watch the parade from Sverskaya Street or somewhere close to Red Square. Yeah, I know some of the vehicles come down that road. It's just a matter of getting there very early because of the fact that you can't get in and out of the metro stations nearby there, like a Hotny Riyadh is a little bit harder to get in and out of because it's right where the road leads into Red Square and Manaj Square. That's just normal. Why do they dress very fashionable? They're very conservative in how they dress. It's very nice to see not that baggy, daggy, pants hanging down kind of look. So, okay, everybody. Thank you so much for watching. A little bit longer. Ideally, 2 hours is a nice YouTube live stream time. I hope that's good for next time. I think it is. You're very classy. Yes, Joseph, I agree. Menage, not menage. Menage, not menage. Sorry, Curious Monkey, for mispronouncing Menage Square. I'm going to say menage. And pretty, yes. Beautiful, classy, and pretty, yes. Sergey, thank you so much. Zdravstvuyte. And I'm going to press. Can we call you Rusty for short? Russ, I tend to get, not Rusty. Ginger Russell's like Rusty Ginger. I get Russ a lot, like Russ, not so much Rusty. Do you only have conversational content on streams? Yes, I'm not sure what else we can do other than conversational content. We're going to do video. Are we going to do like quizzes, things like that? I'm not sure what else we can do beyond conversational content. See you next time. Thank you, Peter. Yes. Do put some music on the background, preferably lo-fi. It's good to keep the atmosphere. I don't think I can do it with this app that I use for streaming. I know what you mean, though, with the music. When you set world record attendance, you can't help but to go over on the stream. Yes, I think that's true. Yes, world record likes and viewers. Interpretive dance. Yes, Russell in Russia. Yes, I notice it's very similar. Russell in Russia. Yeah, if you put that into YouTube, there should be a secret channel with the whole of 2 videos on there. Russell in Russia channel. That was what I was thinking of calling this channel, by the way. Russell in Russia. But then there's a bit of a thing where people don't like the word Russia in channel names. So, Trusty Farm, my wife is from Russia. I fell in love with her before coming to Russia. Sam Man USA. Hello from USA. Ciao, Russell. Bye. Yes, Mozzie, thank you. You are the best part of your channel. Yes. Thank you, Alan. Thank you so much, everybody. I'm going to end the broadcast. You're all going to have to leave. Maybe go back and watch another video if you'd like. If anyone wants to comment on this video after it ends, I will try to reply to as many comments as I can. Typically, I'm going to go into about an hour per day answering comments on all videos. It's impossible, though, when there's 1,000 comments on a video, and another video goes on the channel, and there's another 500 more. Yes, Ellie from Russia's channel got demonetized. Yes, hers is still demonetized. And also, Earl Grey, his also is demonetized as well. And I'm not sure about Sam's channel. I've not chatted to him about it. I should do, though. Sam's Russian Adventure. Pericrosstalk opened in Aprelivka this January. Yes. The Pericrosstalk is over in Vesna. It's Pericrosstalk Fresh. I was there last weekend because we went to go look at a studio that part of my can I buy an apartment for 50 rubles idea. I went in that Pericrosstalk to go and get a drink because we kind of walked around for a fair while there. And I want to make a video at that Pericrosstalk because it's a different type of supermarket to all the others that I've made videos in. So I'm going to have to go back over there. But I definitely know that one. Yes. And my friend won an approval. How I told him how my friend won an approval. Yes, watch Sam. Yeah, Sam is a very nice channel. If anyone wants to watch about life in Russia, living in regional Russia. Keep asking questions and Russell cannot leave. Right. I should do what other live streamers do and answer only from where people do either super chats or donations and things like that, and just do it answer only by donation. Enjoy the rest of your day, Russell. Thanks. Yeah, that's the good thing with doing this live stream earlier is that I can now finish at 6:50 p.m. and it's not as late here. I think that makes a lot of sense. 1, 2, 3 logic. Thank you. Hello from Canada, Eric. Hello. Sorry, if you're typing in Russian, I can't read it. So hopefully it's polite. And if someone can read it and make sure it is polite, it's even better. Yeah, I think he already has asked for a manual review. I think he's not heard back about that. Yes. Yeah, I know he has asked for a manual review, but I just don't think someone's got back to him on it. Privyet. What's the first Russian word you learned? I think privyet. And snow and Godom, which is like Happy New Year. Commercials popping. What am I doing for a commercial to pop up? I'm just dragging my mouse around, reading the live stream. She said that she just stumbled across your stream. She is saying hello to you. Oh, thank you. Thank you, comrade. Thank you for comment. Thank you so much. I'll just go back up there. I think that's Anna. It must be Anna because that's the A. Thank you for finding the stream and watching. I appreciate. Suddenly stumbled upon your stream. Hello. Thank you for comment translating. Maybe they have malware. I haven't seen any ads. Yeah, that's the one thing about living and watching YouTube in Russia. There's no ads anymore if you watch YouTube inside Russia because they don't service ads to any YouTube viewer in Russia. So, all right, definitely off, definitely out of here. Yeah, Snow and Godom is Happy New Year. Yes. Dimit Kop. Maybe the person's browser. I'm not getting them here. I have an ad blocker. Well, I guess that would help. Grey Wolf. All right. See you later, everybody. End of broadcast. See you in another live stream soon. Watch more videos, make more comments, thumbs ups, likes, all those sorts of good things. Merry Christmas. Yes. For auditing, so not as easy. Yes. Have a good week. Thank you. Yeah, tomorrow, Monday. Definitely we're going to go somewhere tomorrow because my wife already wants to go for a walk somewhere in Moscow. So thank you. Kizil, traditional Russian non-alcoholic drink. Whether you like it or not. Kefir I don't like. I'm not sure about Kizil. But kefir I don't really like unless I have to drink it. All right. Bye, everybody. Bye.